I'm starting to hear stories come through of people who've lost their income as a result of this virus. And it's tough to hear. We're in this situation which is unprecedented. We haven't fought anything like this before. Well, not for a long time anyway. And I feel not only for the people whose health has been impacted by coronavirus, but also the people who've been financially impacted. Now, I'm no doctor, so unfortunately I can't help with the medical side of things at all, but I do know a thing or two about finance, which is why I wanted to put together this video to really help out those people who have lost their income as a result of the virus. So in today's video, I want to run you through what steps I think you should take if you've lost your income. Hello guys, Brad here from The Guided Investor. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome, and you should consider hitting that subscribe button because I post regular videos about how you can do more with your money. If you have lost your income as a result of the coronavirus, then here are the steps which I think you should follow. Now, of course, everyone's situation is a little bit different, so you may need to get personal advice on this, but this is a good general overview of what I feel applies to majority of the people out there. The first thing you're going to want to do is apply for a job seeker payment from Centrelink. This is going to make sure that you still have some income coming through the door in order to meet your living costs. The maximum amount you can receive is going to be between $1,115 and $1,340 per fortnight. Now, the reason there's a variance there is because everyone's living situation is a little bit different, so there's different payment rates if you're single versus partner versus kids, etc. Now, this figure includes the $550 coronavirus support payment that you might have heard about as part of the stimulus packages. So if you're eligible for the job seeker payment, then you'll automatically get the extra support payment. Now, of course, there are eligibility criteria in order to access this payment, but the criteria has been relaxed somewhat in light of the coronavirus. So you essentially need to be either out of work or had your income severely slashed, and the government decide if you're eligible with an income test. Here is a table showing you the income test thresholds. So put simply, if you earn less than $28,249 a year as a single person, or $51,662 a year as a couple, then you should be eligible for some level of payment. So one thing to bear in mind is that if you are in a relationship and only one of you has lost your income, then your partner needs to earn less than that $51,662 per year before you will be eligible for a payment. The best way to apply for this is to jump online, go to your MyGov account, go to the Centrelink services, which should be linked to your MyGov, and you can apply online there. And this really is the first step, guys. The first step is to get some cash flow flowing back into your bank account. Step 2 is to assess your eligibility for the one-off government support payments. As part of the stimulus package, the government has announced that there will be 2 one-off payments of $750, with the first one being paid on the 31st of March and the second one being paid on the 13th of July. To be eligible for the first payment, you need to be in receipt of an eligible government support payment or hold a relevant concession card between the period 12 March to the 13th of April. And now the list of support payments which applies is quite broad, and I'll chuck that on the screen now. To be eligible for the second payment of $750, the criteria is fairly similar. However, you won't receive it if you are receiving the coronavirus $550 per fortnight additional support payment. So what that basically means is that pensioners and people with family tax benefit are likely to get it, but the people who've lost their jobs as a result of the coronavirus and have had to apply for job seeker payments, then they're the ones that won't likely get the second payment. If you're running a business and have employees, there are also stimulus packages available for you guys. Now, I'm not gonna run through those in this video because it's a whole nother kettle of fish, but I will do a future video covering off those. The third step is to put your mortgage repayments on hold. Given the current environment, most lenders have said that they will allow their customers to defer mortgage repayments for up to 6 months. Now, don't get too excited, you're still paying for the loan. By deferring mortgage repayments, you're simply capitalizing the interest. Now, what this means is that instead of paying the interest every single month, it gets added on top of your loan. And every single month, your loan balance is gonna go up. So once you go through this 6-month period, you wouldn't have made any repayments, but your loan balance is going to be higher as a result. So while this will help free up cash flow, it is not a wealth accumulation strategy at all. So only do this one if you really need to, because you can't meet the mortgage repayments. Step 4 is to review your expenditure. In life, we tend to spend a lot of money on things that we just don't need. Well, now is a great time to clean up your budget. During this period, you should be checking over all of your expenses and determining what is a necessary expense and what is an unnecessary expense. And really just take it back to the basics and have a look at, okay, what do I need for food, shelter, and water? So start cooking bulk meals, get rid of some of the subscriptions you never use, stop buying clothes and toys online, just get back to the basics. And state governments are looking at subsidizing some of the utilities, which is gonna help you in the short term. If rent is a big issue for you, then you might be eligible for some rental assistance payments from the government. Otherwise, also open the conversation with your landlord. Let them know that you're struggling and see if you can work out something together. If there is one silver lining that comes out of all this, it's that people are forced to review their expenditure. And I think that people are gonna realize that they spend a lot of money on stuff they just don't need. And so I hope as a result of this virus that people's spending habits change and they carry that on when the virus is no longer an issue. And the last step number 5, is to access your superannuation if need be. If you're still struggling for money, then you have the option to take $10,000 out of your superannuation this financial year and another $10,000 out of your superannuation next financial year. Now, I've recently done a video about how all this works in detail, so I'm not gonna go over that again, but if you wanna watch that video, I'll put a link to the video in the description box below. What I will say is this measure should be used as a last resort because your superannuation is your money for your retirement, and dipping into it early is gonna have serious ramifications later down the track. And also, you'll be selling down your superannuation when growth assets are at a low, and you don't want to do that because that's how you lose significant money. That's it for this video, guys. New measures are coming out all the time, so I'll keep you guys updated. Just make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss those updates. Stay safe and happy out there, and I'll see you guys in the next one.